This is my #1 tip for making budget coffee taste decent. So I'm not a huge coffee snob. It doesn't need to be fancy, it just has to work. So this is what I buy. It's Essentials coffee from Lidl, which is from the same parent company as Aldi. And I purchased this big giant thing on the 12th of January for $4.59, which is $2 a pound, which is ridiculously cheap, so good buy there. But it tastes a little rough. So what I do is I add spices. So I add cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg to my coffee before I pour hot water. I use a thermal French press, and it actually makes it taste decent. So that's your tip of the day. Hey there, and thanks for watching. Welcome to What I Spent and Where I Am Wednesday for this Wednesday, February 6th. So without further ado, here is what I spent for the week of January 30th to Tuesday, February 5th, so yesterday. And let me just say that going on the Money Mustache Forum, as painful as it was, it really made me think about how I was spending my money. And as a result, I didn't spend very much of it. So it definitely had its desired effect. There were a lot of other things that I felt as well from going on that forum and posting my details and getting people's feedback. I definitely felt a little bit frustrated and indignant, defensive a little bit. But as someone else, I think it was Joanna Nichols, pointed out in the comments, I thought you were going to go more intense than you actually did. And I'm like, yeah, I thought so too. That didn't end up happening, but that's no reason to say that it can't happen now. So stay tuned for that. So I'll just run down everything I spent. And as you can see, that's 6 no-spend days this week. The only thing I spent this week in discretionary spending, so groceries, personal care, gas, gifts, eating out, things like that. The only thing I spent was $12 on Thursday for groceries, which I got like tea and Jell-O, like random things that I enjoy, but I would call them luxury items, but they're like necessary luxury items for me because I drink a lot of tea. So groceries, and then on Monday I bought $30 worth of gas. So not a ton of spending going on out here. So that's a good thing. And then I will also link this in the description, but my student loan is currently $14,678, and I am working my little tail off to have that number be in the 13s by the end of the month. So that's the goal, and I am working my butt off. Like, I am hustling, hustling. So that's where I am and what I spent. Short and sweet. I haven't been going out with friends. I haven't been doing a ton of personal care shopping because apparently my personal care spending is out of control. So I took that on board, and I definitely made some changes to account for it. So the other portion of this update, since it's where I am going to give you an update on my goals for February, goals for the month. So we're only 6 days in, but I feel like it's good to have yourself on a good track and to be started out on the right foot. So I'm drinking coffee as well. Sorry. Oh, this is the coffee with the spices in it, which is amazing and I love. So here are my goals for February and where I am so far. So my goals are, I have 7 of them. The first one was to walk 70 miles, and so far I walked 4 miles yesterday, and I have 53 miles to go, so not too bad. 5 minutes of self-care and a timeout per day. I've been pretty good about doing that too, and I do it at the end of my day, and I'll sit down on my floor in my bedroom, and I'll use that Theracane thing, which is wonderful, and I highly recommend, even if you can't afford personal massages, you know, every month, every week. But it's a great time for me to sort of check in with myself and see what's going on. It was irritating at first, but just to kind of like, I felt like there was so much going on, like 5 minutes I could be using elsewhere or, you know, using to get started in something else. But really taking that time out has been hugely beneficial, especially at the end of the day, and just sort of helping me reset and regather myself. So that's been really good. I do my appreciation journal every day. I have been doing that. And I'm going to make a video about that tomorrow. Keep putting out videos, which check. Publish 4 articles, working on that, kind of a bigger work in progress. I'm writing kind of, but not really sitting down to write in a structured way, so really got to get on that. Because my idea was to publish one a week, and I've not published one yet, so gotta get on that. Listing 200 items this month. So far, I have been listing, and I have 169 items to go. So I gotta pick it up if I'm gonna make that, although I'm on a pretty good pace, so doing well there. And the last one is to explore at least 10 new inventory sources. I have been, for my eBay biz. I have been doing that. And I do anticipate being able to place an order for new inventory via a source. It takes a little bit more, it's more involved than I thought, which is good. It should be, because there are other things that I'd have to do in order to get that done. And I will include that in a Side Hustle Saturday. Looking forward to including that in a Side Hustle Saturday. So those are my 7 goals for February and how I am in achieving them, how I'm doing in achieving them. And I am really loving this plum paper planner. I'm loving the monthly layout, which again, you can just use a regular notebook from the dollar store that you carry with you at all times. That is a perfect idea. You do not need a planner like this. For me, it just helps because I like the heft. I like being able to see everything all laid out. It's what works for me. So that's where I am. That's where we are. That's what it's like. That's what's going on. Let me know how you are doing in your for your goals for February, for the year overall. I'd love to see that. Let me know in the comments. And thanks again for watching, and I hope that you'll keep watching. Bye.